Slipped off my desk. His back feet slipped off my desk. No. I tried to make him dance to the music and it didn't work. I'm not wearing my necklace. I feel so naked. I feel so naked with that ornamentation around my collarbone. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh my. Oh gosh. Hi Kessel. Hi Pio. Welcome to stream, y'all. Happy, what is it, Thursday? It's probably happy Thursday. And it's gonna be an even happier Thursday when we clear 2 to 3 additional fights in erratic weather. Potentially even more. I haven't actually calced out fully the 5th battle, but I've looked at it. I've got some preliminary ideas. I don't think it's gonna be too crazy difficult for us. We just benefit a lot from our Shifu being really good. I've low-key been really worried about the 3rd fight for a while, and I've just kind of been looking at some other runners do it on the side, and, like, I gotta say, it's been really validating, because, like, most people who have engaged with P-Chal's, like, take on Run and Bun only really know it from, like, the big, high-effort YouTube video, and, you know, that's great, but, like, if you actually watch, like, the daily, like, VOD uploads for his time going through this game, it's very validating to be like, okay, I'm not the only one having, like, stress nightmares about losing this game, about being sent all the way back to the start, about, like, having my heart accelerate to 10,000 miles a minute as soon as I start a battle. Like, oh, okay, cool. One of the big names on the scene also really struggles with those issues. It's very... It makes me feel a little better about myself, and it also helps that his line happens to be pretty similar to what I was planning on going for, so it was able to confirm a couple of things that I wasn't 100% on. Because this fight isn't that dangerous, but if you misunderstand the mechanics, you can just kind of get swept. It's got a Swift Swim Pokemon in rain with Belly Drum, and that's dangerous. That's just very, very dangerous. Yeah, I need to get my necklace. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 seconds. I feel too naked. But yeah, it's like, honestly, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be totally fine. We're gonna have a good time. Gonna get some fights done. So, I do have to make one small adjustment to my line here, but it's not exactly a difficult one to make. It's just I need to swap out which Pokemon I'm pre-freezing. It was pointed out to me that Gyarados does the job perfectly. So... pre-freeze... Gear. So, let's review the line. I think we went over it last time, but we may as well go over it again. So, we need Urshifu, we need Walrein, we need Basculegion, we need... goes back to Urshifu, and then Gyarados, and then back to Basculegion, and then it should be Roserade. And then Sneasler. Yeah, Kessel, when are you getting a sword? When are you going to pick up the blade? The Kessler. When are you going to start practicing your Bushido? Your Boobshido. Your Bonk Sheet, though. Anyways, so we are going to equip our Urshifu with the Life Orb. We are going to equip our Walrein with Bushidi's Nuts. No! No! Also, friends, are you very impressed with my dear friend Emily Smallest Turtle and how she has eaten an influencer berry and is becoming a live streamer? She's going places, I tell you what. That small animated little animal. Okay, but I don't think we need anything for Walrein. We could, in theory, give it like a citrus berry, just in case something goes horribly wrong. I was busy for the stream earlier, and I was like, no. Apparently, she was actually kind of struggling with it. Her internet kept cutting out a bunch. Berry hole stream with fun. Good. Love watching Small Turtle. Look, it warms my heart. It warms my heart to see my people become her people as well. Such as the Great Circle, here in twitch.bitch. Okay. I don't want... Thank you, wife. I do not want cheap viewers on streamboo.com. I only need expensive, high-quality viewers. So, the way this fight is... Oh, I haven't finished checking my items. We do need Choice Band on Basket Legion. It is currently raining. We could use Expert Belt or Miracle Seed on Roserade, and we want Assault Vest on Sneasler. So, first up is Kaparaha. Urshifu is faster than it, and with Life Orb, 3-hit KOs with Surging Strikes thanks to the rain. This gets around its Focus Sash and prevents it from setting up Stealth Rocks. Once Kaparaja goes down, Vaporeon sees that we are faster than it and outdamage it. Comfey sees that even though it could kill us, we are faster than it and kill with Surging Strikes. Phalanx sees that we are faster than it and kill it with Surging Strikes. Hold on, actually, I need to confirm. Okay, yes, good. It is the lowest rolled Surging Strikes as well. I have to be conscientious of showing things kills with Surging Strikes because Switch in AI treats sure crit moves differently. So thankfully, it doesn't matter with Vaporeon because our highest damaging move is Close Combat. But theoretically, normally the way the Switch in AI treats moves is that it looks at your highest possible damage roll and uses that as the base of its calculation. But if your move is a guaranteed crit, it will actually choose a random damage roll. This is even swingier in... It's funny, it's like... I don't even know if I can say it's swingier with Surging Strikes. It veers harder towards the middle because it's 3 rolls instead of 1. So it's like a sloped distribution versus a flat one. But yeah, so it's a little hard to properly predict. That being said, I still showed a 1-hit KO with Liquidation, which means that we don't even need to worry about it. But yeah, Surging Strikes kills. We threaten a slow 1-hit KO on Beartick with Close Combat, and we threaten a slow out damage on Poliwrath. So, if I'm understanding things correctly, the game doesn't care that I can kill Beartick. They're just gonna send it in first. It should be the first thing that hits the field once Urshifu goes, or once Kaparaja goes down, because the AI just wants to send out something that's faster than me, since neither of them outdamage. Unfortunately, we can't effectively kill Beartick as well as we would like. And honestly, if Poliwrath were to come out before Beartick, that should be fine. At that point, it might make things weird with Phalanx, but I don't think it makes things weird with Phalanx. Because who are we having kill Beartick? That's right, Basket Legion, yeah. So, that's right, because Basket Legion is killing Beartick and Poliwrath, it actually kind of makes it fine. So, what's going to happen is Beartick is going to hit the field. Now, for as much as I would love to kill it with Surging Strikes, it's faster than us, and Icicle Crash has a chance to flinch, so we could potentially get Turbo flinched by Icicle Crash, so we want to instead veer around that. The plan is to swap to Walrein, who takes any hit and always baits Body Press afterwards, and then we swap to Basket Legion, who takes 0 damage from Body Press. We have Swift Swim in the rain, which makes us faster than Beartick, and Superpower does 101% minimum with Choice Band. After that happens, we have pre-damaged our Basket Legion to 234 HP. So we get it with Superpower, our attack goes down by 1, our defense goes down by 1, Vaporeon doesn't see a kill on us, Comfey doesn't see a kill on us. Phalanx, however, sees that we don't kill it, and that it always kills with Throat Chop. This is to prevent it from clicking No Retreat. And by doing the Superpower thing, it makes sure that we always are exactly in the Throat Chopping range. without needing to worry about too much crazy shit. So, it goes for Throat Chop. We swap back to Urshifu Rapid Strikes, who is faster than Phalanx. We kill it with 3 hits with Surging Strikes. Let me confirm that Surging Strikes is in fact not a sound-based move. Hold on now. It is a contact move and a fist move, so it is not a sound-based move. So we come in against Phalanx. It does have Defiant. I should make sure that that doesn't affect anything, but I don't know why it would. Yeah, we're fine. We take minimal damage from Throat Chop. The maximum damage from a critical hit Throat Chop, plus the 2 chips of life orb we are taking from killing it and Copperajah, does not get our HP low enough to show Vaporeon and out damage on us. And we threaten kill for Comp Phase, so it won't come in. So the next thing that will come in is Poliwrath. Now, Poliwrath has Belly Drum. Belly Drum is a scary move if you don't know how to play around it right. It cuts their HP in half, and then gives them plus 12 to their attack stat. It caps at plus 6, but it's in case they're at minus 6. It always goes from whatever they're currently at to the maximum possible attack stat. However, because it cuts their HP in half, the AI has checks in place to make sure that it doesn't click it when you would otherwise kill them with a move. Now, normally, we only need to worry about doing 50% damage, but Poliwrath here has a Citrus Berry. So even though it has an odd amount of HP, which was likely an error, excuse me, it has an odd amount of HP, which means when it uses Belly Drum, it doesn't actually proc its Citrus Berry. This is an oversight, but it means that words are hard. Sorry. Because it's holding it, it doesn't realize that its Citrus Berry isn't going to proc, so it still needs to see that we do at least 75% max HP damage to it. I was originally planning on preventing it from using Belly Drum by just making sure that Urshifu's HP was always low enough to show a kill to at least Drain Punch, but I have confirmed as long as Close Combat here, which shows 85%, means that it will not click Belly Drum. Now the thing is, we aren't going to use Close Combat. It's going to go for either Hypnosis, Drain Punch, or a very small chance at Liquidation. We are going to swap to a pre-frozen Gyarados. Now, let me confirm... Critical hit wait, hold on. Well, no. Okay, it shouldn't be an issue with... So I'm like, can we get critical hit Liquidation to accidentally bait a kill? We just have to level up like once, but also I think Intimidate fixes this, right? So 259 minus 132, maximal critical hit drops us to 127, defense minus 1, unclick crit. That's really funny that Gyarados could show a kill to that, except it doesn't because Intimidate drops its attack by 1. But yeah, we'll level up Gyarados like once. Just need to make sure... Okay, we have to level up Gyarados twice to 87. So let me just... Oop. I'm fucking up everything. Okay. There we go. Hold that. Level up year to 87. April, I'm having fun with math. Oh, what are you playing, Pyo? What is your math game at the moment? Have you decided to attempt the run and bun? Okay. But anyways, so Gyarados, who is pre-frozen, is going to hit the field, take a hit from Poliwrath, or potentially just Hypnosis, but we are already frozen. Now what's going to happen is, we don't show 75% damage with any of our moves. We don't show it a kill with anything, and it doesn't see a kill on us with any of its moves, which now forces it to click Belly Drum. When it clicks Belly Drum, we are going to swap back to our Basculegion, and because Belly Drum doesn't proc its Citrus Berry, we're able to click Poltergeist into it. This doesn't work if it eats its Citrus Berry, but it doesn't. So, I mean, in theory, we could, like, risk Superpower or something, but that would be a really bad situation. So, Basculegion hits the field against Max Attack Poliwrath. We are faster than it, barely, thanks to the rain. We click Choice Band boosted Poltergeist doing the remaining 60% of its max HP, it goes down. We show a kill to Comfey, so it won't come in, so it'll be Vaporeon. It's going to go for either Scald or Acid Armor. Either way, we're going to swap to Roserade. Roserade lives critical hit, Scald, Burn. Acid Armor boosts its physical defense, not its special defense. We're faster than Vaporeon, we kill with Leaf Storm. Comfey hits the field, we're at -2 special attack, so we can't kill with Sludge Bomb. It's going to go for Dazzling Gleam, probably, but it could go for Calm Mind. We're going to swap to Sneasler. And with Assault Vest, Sneasler lives critical hit Dazzling Gleam max roll into critical hit Draining Kiss max roll, and kills with Poison Jab. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Do we have to kill Vaporeon? Unless we want to lose the run. Yes. Magiba. Okay. Oh, I actually had it unmuted before. So, this isn't an optional one? No, this is mandatory. We did that one option we were planning for last time. Yeah, this is us after we fought the double battle, so we gotta do our prep. Gyarados can't fly. So, let's get Urshifu. Where far out thou, Shifu? He's probably already on our team, isn't he? Yeah, I need to get items. Heck dang it, I don't want to see my Blurbo in pain. It's okay, she'll be fine. And actually, I should just have Willow fly us off to go swap out our held items first. Back to Sidopolis, or sorry, Slateport. So, we need Choice Band and Assault Vest. Only your Pokemon die, everyone else's faints. It's true. Though I will say, a lot of the teams that you fight, like the reoccurring trainers, your rival Archie and Maxie, typically swap out good chunks of their teams in between battles, so maybe it's not just me. Choice Scarf, I would like to trade it out for Choice Band. Okay. So, I guess I'll grab the team. I don't think I need to teach any moves. Yeah. Yep, nothing crazy. Just gotta pre-freeze Gyarados. So we have you, and we have you, and we have you, and we have you, and we have you. And we have you. I'll live in delusion for this one fight. You know what? Whatever works for you, yo. Comfort? Comfort of my gore character? Alright, fly status. Thanks, April. You're welcome, yo. So, freeze Aramaya. Aramaya is now inflicted with the condition. Alright, Urshifu needs the Life Orb. It's not our Vaporeon, Kessel. I'm sorry I have to kill the porn animal. I'll go hold my Vaporeon plushie. Well, now I feel bad about calling it the porn animal. Rose gets the expert belt. Sly gets the assault vest. And then I think I can afford to give Havara and Aramaya Citrus Berry. It's not the porn animal, whatever you say, Kessel. Okay, so all we need to do is get Aramaya up to, so that's 86, 87, because I can't see the numbers. That permanently updated in the calculator. Is my Roserade currently level 89? Has it leveled up yet? No. And she will soon enough. So, Expert Belt, Assault Vest, Citrus Berry Frozen, Choice Band, Citrus Berry, Life Orb. Okay. I'm confident. No, we have this planned. We have this figured out. I've seen a dozen other people do this fight in a way that is very similar to how we're doing it. Even if Poliwrath comes in early, it should be fine. Because then we just do the thing where we get Basculegion out to beat Poliwrath, and then Basculegion baits out Phalanx for the kill, which lets us get back to Levi, and then we bait in Erratic. Like, it's literally the exact same thing. I almost bought the life-size Vaporeon plushie, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. It's a large investment. Look, why would you buy the life-size Vaporeon plushie when you could instead gift 10,000 subscriber to my Twitch channel? This is a joke, do not do that. Okay. Yeah, no, I think this fight's so nerve-wracking just because, like, if you do the math wrong, the potential to get swept is massive. Okay, so that's the first guy we beat. Imagine having to say that is a joke. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be mean. Okay, so we already fought this fight. Hi, Partizay. Okay, final vibe check. Summary. Also, out of curiosity, Sneasler, who do you bait in? Cool. If for whatever reason Comfey comes in early, Erratic will probably come in on Sneasler. That's good. That's very, very good. Epic. Yeah. Honestly, I think this line is pretty... Like, if something were to have gone wrong, it's pretty recoverable. So we have Life Orb, Citrus Berry, Choice Band, Citrus Berry, Expert Belt, Assault Vest. Confirming my calcs in here. Life Orb, Citrus Berry, Choice Band. Give you a Citrus Berry. Expert Belt, Assault Vest. Okay. Let's rip it. What's the hurry? Let's take it slow and easy. Bum 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 ba bum ba. Don't get swept by Poliwrath. So, first comes Kaparaha. Out comes Levi. Kaparaja here has heavy metal and a focus sash. It wants to set up stealth rocks. Thanks to Life Orb, we're able to fast 3-hit KO it with Surging Strikes. Well, thanks to Life Orb and the rain. Now, if I understand this fight correctly, chat, this is the first time I've done this. I did forget one aspect of my prep. I just realized it. I forgot to do the pre-damage. Genuinely, I don't think I've done a single one of these, like, I did a little oopsie clauses, because the fight just started, I knew what I was doing, I just realized, like, oh, I never set Erratic's. Technically, I can do it from in this menu. Yeah, fuck it, okay. My wife looked at me, and I wasn't sure if she was looking at me with judgment. Yeah, fuck it. I mean, I can literally set the damage from right here. It changes nothing about the fight. I was just like, oh, I forgot to do the thing. It doesn't change Levi's health. It should just be the HP of Basket Legion. So let me confirm, because first we'll let Erratic come in. Either way, whatever happens next, I have to set Basket Legion's HP to 234. Okay, it is Erratic. Let me confirm that I didn't do it. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. Load recent script. 3 damage. I did it before consequences happened, at least. But that's, slot 3? Yeah, slot 3. So 234. Boop, boop. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. People sometimes, like, people clause because they forgot to do their setup properly. And it's like, if you have to do it repeatedly, I think it becomes an issue. But if I get judged poorly by history, so be it. I understand. So, Erratic is out here. It wants to hit us with either Icicle Crash or Liquidation, I believe. With a very small chance for Body Press. We are going to swap into Walrein, who will take those moves just fine and then always bait Body Press afterwards. I suppose I'm at least taking credit for the fact that I could have corrected that without anyone noticing using the tools, theoretically, and I didn't lie about it. So I'm taking a little bit of pride in being honest. But yeah. All right. Erratic now sees that its highest damaging move into Walrein is always... yeah, always Body Press. Throat Chop did more damage than I thought it did. I'm like, it doesn't go for Throat Chop, does it? No, I think I'm just getting myself all up in a tizzy. So it wants to go for Body Press. We are going to swap to Basket Legion. Good. We are faster than Erratic. We one-hit KO with Choice Band boosted Super Fang. It should be Phalanx in next. I said Super Fang, I meant Super Power. Drops her attack, drops her defense. Now, this should be Phalanx for Throat Chop. Good. Confirming at -1 defense. Yep, always 234. So it wants to go for the chop. We are going to swap back to the bear. Good. Thankfully, Surging Strikes is not a sound-based move. We are going to kill Phalanx with Surging Strikes, which should bait in Poliwrath. History will die. Thank you, Guzzle. Like, I understand if it's dishonorable. I get it. I'm just like, at this point, I'm at a point in the game where I just have to accept, like, what's best for me and my mental, and it's like, fuck it. I realized before consequences. Levi can use sound-based moves again. Okay, good. Now comes Poliwrath. Poliwrath can't use Belly Drum because we show at least 75% damage to it with close combat, so it's going to go for, it should be Drain Punch. There's a very tiny chance it's Liquidation or Hypnosis. We are going to swap to Aramaya. Intimidate drops its attack. Hypnoises. Now, because we don't show a kill to it, it doesn't see a kill on us. It wants to now, it is forced, literally, to use Belly Drum because we are frozen. So we are going to swap to Diosa. Okay. And it has 1 HP too many to proc that Citrus Berry. Which means we can still click Poltergeist. We are 2 points of speed faster than it because we both have Swift Swim. Eat your fucking berry, Poliwrath. Eat your idiot berry. Choice Band makes that do 60%. Okay, good. And I believe we show a kill to Comfey, even though we're technically locked into Poltergeist, so it should be Vaporeon. Thankfully, we're at a point where if it was Comfey, it wouldn't matter. Vaporeon is either going to set up Acid Armor or go for Scald. We are going to swap to Rose. Totally fine if we get burned here. And Acid Armor boosts physical defense, not special. A-okay. We are faster than it, and 1-hit KO with Expert Belt boosted Leaf Storm. And lastly, in comes Comfey with Dazzling Gleam, Draining Kiss, Leech Seed, and Calm Mind. We are slower than it, so it's just going to go for highest damaging move since it can't Leech Seed. It'll either be Dazzling Gleam or Calm Mind. Calm Mind is absolutely fine, though, because the thing we're getting to kill this is a physical attacker. Come on out, Sly. The gimmick to Comfey is that its ability makes healing moves priority, and Draining Kiss counts as a healing move. Okay, so Comfey is currently at +1 special attack, +1 special defense. So it's going to go for Draining Kiss. It does a max of 29% without crit. Poison Jab should 1-hit KO. The Icky Kiss. Nice. Okay. Now, with all that being said, I need to use the bathroom, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think once stream's done, I'm probably just gonna link the VOD to Faulty with like a time code for that fight, and just be like, hey, full transparency. I did this thing. I understand if it is disqualifying. I figured it was probably, you know, the reporting it was the right thing to do. And see. I will be very bummed if that disqualifies me from list eligibility, but like, it was my choice to make. Theoretically, I probably could have steered through that without too much effort. I could have just like swapped back and forth between Urshifu and Basket Legion against Erratic to get like a hit or two of damage on Basket Legion, and I should have done it, but I don't know. I might have been hasty with that, and if that's the case, I get it. But yeah. Trying to be as honest as possible. We'll see. With any luck, I might get a little bit of grace because it's like a first infraction, but like... oh, did you forget something going into that fight? Yeah, Kessel. I forgot to pre-damage my Basket Legion. I was supposed to set its HP to 234, and I just used the script I have that I normally do to speed up the process of doing pre-damaging and everything to manually set its HP from, like, while I was in the battle, because it hadn't come up yet. Like, I hadn't been put in the situation where Basket Legion having 234 HP would have been, like, relevant to the fight. So I'm like, yeah, I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm just gonna manually set its HP because fuck it. I knew that I was supposed to do this, and just, you know, I've seen other people reset fights because they forgot to click a button or because they forgot to do a little bit of prep. And I was like, instead of just resetting, I don't know. I'm glad the line worked. I'm glad we didn't get swept by Poliwrath. Yeah, no. I already did it. I gotta commit. And regardless, 37 battles remain. Who knows, maybe playing Run and Bun will get kind of, like, less stressful for me if the concept of getting on the list no longer exists. Like, if list eligibility is no longer a thing I have to worry about, this game just becomes less stressful. 1 second. Well, honesty best policy, and you meant to do it, IDK, may the runabun board stay your execution. They're pretty reasonable people. I understand, like, why they wouldn't want to allow an infraction like that to slide, because then it's like, oh, you know, pre-fight prep doesn't mean anything if you keep, you know, like, setting, you know, it's like, oh, well, you forgot to freeze, oh, you forgot to equip the right item, you know, it's like, past a certain point, like, what's the line? I think it's maybe understandable if it's the one time, but if not, like, that's life. To some degree, I have to accept that, like, I need to play this in a way that is the most fun to me. And, you know, I've been pretty thorough about my pre-fight prep, for the most part. I just informed Hannah that I did a bad, Okay, next fight, though, takes place in, what are strong winds? Oh, is that Mega Rayquaz's condition? So, we are in electric terrain and rain. Okay, so... Noivern with Dragon Fang. Well, there's a whole lot going on here. I wrote this lineup like 3 days ago, so I don't remember the specifics all that well. So we need Noivern. We need Torterra. We need Houndoom. Do we need Mega Houndoom? We do need Mega Houndoom. Bird rival conditions again. Woo! Hi, Hannah. I'm going to confess the thing that happened because I want you to hold me to it. I want to tell Faulty afterwards. I did the Poliwrath fight, and I realized after clicking Surging Strikes on their first Pokemon that I forgot to pre-damage my Basculegion. And given that didn't affect the switch-in, it affected the switch-in after the switch-in, because it was going to be Erratic comes in, swap to Walrein, swap to Basculegion, click Superpower. We always would have, I think, baited in Phalanx, but this specifically makes sure that Phalanx always clicks Throat Chop. I forgot to pre-damage, so I used the script to update its HP after KOing Copperajah. So, thus is my sin. I theoretically could have played around it by swapping Urshifu and Basculegion back and forth against Erratic to like chip its HP down to the range we needed, but I got I don't know if lazy's the right word. Holds up a sign that says mercy. Yeah. All right. Also, Hannah, is this the only fight in Erratic Weather that uses the bridge rival conditions? Urshifu. You know, it's funny. I was DMing Hannah earlier today, and she was talking about how, like, a way that you get through this part of the game is that you try to find Pokemon. Like, don't always run your goats in every fight if you can find another Pokemon that does the same job. And it's like, unfortunately, there are some jobs that Urshifu Rapid Strike, that, like, only Urshifu Rapid Strike and Sneasler can do. Killing Magnezone through Sturdy is something I need Urshifu for. But yeah. So that, and then Altaria. Do I really only need 4 guys for this line? Oh, that's right. I got Slowbro as the additional guy for stalling out Parrish. Okay, so we need Dragon Fang on Noivern. We need Assault Vest on Torterra. Making sure everyone's set with the electric terrain. Good. Houndoom with Houndoomanite. Solar Power ain't gonna do great in the rain. Urshifu with Choice Band. And then both Altaria and Slowbro get Pecha Berry. Yeah. This Tentacruel can be a real son of a bitch, so we're not going to bother dealing with its mechanics. We're just going to use Altaria cheese. So, first things first, we are getting our Noivern up to level 88. I believe it's to be able to outspeed Armaldo. It is, because at 87 we speed tie it. No, we're slower than it. So, first up, it is Noivern versus Dragonite. With Dragon Fang, we are able to outspeed one Hikea with Draco Meteor before it gets to use any of its moves. A nice and simple start to the fight. Magnezone sees a slow kill on us. Jinx sees a slow kill on us. Armaldo sees a slow kill on us. Tentacruel does not. Gamers, I think it's a s'mores time. I think it's a s'mores time, Turtle. So what we are going to do is the only Pokemon on their team faster than Noivern is Seismitoad. Good look of fights. That's fine, IMO, as long as it's not all the time double checking before it's virtuous. Absolutely. It brings my heart, like, some good to hear that you don't think it's, that you, like, because that was kind of what I was saying earlier. It's like, I can understand why they wouldn't accept an infraction like that, because you don't want that to be a regular thing. It's like, you're supposed to check your shit. And I did check my shit. It's just the one time I forgot to check pre-damage. And I'm like, theoretically, I could have cheated it without saying anything, so at least I was honest. I don't know. Hell yeah, s'mores. But, like, having the outside opinion of someone who is pretty, like, thorough with the rules makes me feel a lot better about it. So what's going to happen is we are going to pre-damage Noivern to 104. We actually don't even need to pre-damage to 104. We can pre-damage to 122. Just to show a kill to the top roll of Weather Ball. So that way Seismitoad comes in seeing a fast kill because we outspeed every other member of their team. It's going to come in clicking Weather Ball. The nice thing about Weather Ball is that it doesn't 2-hit KO Torterra, but it's still Seismitoad's strongest move. We can't be crit, and with Assault Vest we always live, and Giga Drain can still be clicked while wearing Assault Vest, and it 1-hit KOs. Now, we have to account for how much we actually heal, because Seismitoad does take 2 ticks of Life Orb chip before we actually hit it with Giga Drain. So, but if I'm correct, yeah, so it is, I need 2 calculators. Okay. So let's see. So 310 minus 31 twice brings it down to 248. So divided by 2 is 124. We are 290, losing max of 142. Twice brings us down to 6 HP, but 6 is more than 0. We then regain 124. So let me see also for min rolls. 290 minus 121 twice plus 124 comes out to 172. So our HP will be within the range of 130 to 172, but we're able to guaranteed KO Seismitoad, and we don't bait Sludge Bomb, we don't bait Power Whip, we don't bait Earth Power. It's always consistently this move. I don't believe Weather Ball has any additional effects. It's just based on the weather. Power doubles if a weather condition other than Delta Stream is active and this move's type changes to match. Ice type during snow. Yeah. If the user is holding Utility Umbrella and uses Weather Ball during Primordial Sea, the move remains normal type and does not double in power. That's very funny. Tricking Utility Umbrella onto someone for the most niche tech of all time to stop their Weather Ball hits. Okay. But I believe the goal here is we just need to be above Flash Cannon range, which is 90, and we heal up to a minimum of 130. Magnezone doesn't see kill with Explosion because that's a special move, so it should be Jinx. Jinx never sees a kill with Psychic, that is 182. Always sees a kill with Freeze Dry. Max roll of 256, our highest possible HP is 172. Low damage of 216, still higher than, yeah. So we have enough to be outside of Psychic range. Though honestly, baiting Psychic wouldn't be a problem with how we're swapping. So we are going to swap to a pre-toxic Houndoom. Now, we're about to click Beat Up. So being toxic does in fact affect Houndoom's like power, because it doesn't get to contribute to the Beat Up. But I believe I did the math. So we are badly poisoned, but we want to swap in on Freeze Dry, and then by Mega Evolving, we become just a little faster than Jinx. Beat Up is such a cool move. I love Beat Up. It's so funny. Because the way that Beat Up works is that you don't, like, any members of your team who are fainted or statused do not participate in the beatdown. I assume it doesn't, like, fail if the user is statused, right? Yeah, because Jinx has a Focus Sash, but hits 1 time for the user and 1 time for each unfainted Pokemon without a non-volatile status condition in the user's party. Interesting. I actually think the user... Hold on, 5 plus X divided by 10, where X is each base Pokemon's base attack, yeah. So the user might actually get to participate if they're statused. Hold on. Gonna do this in another tab. Let me see. Pokemon does Beat Up hit if the user is statused. No, I'm not interested in AI mode. Okay, so Bulbapedia. So, God, Beat Up is as old as Gen 2. So, beat up inflicts damage on the target from the user and each conscious member of the user's party that does not have a non-volatile status. Huh. I'm trying to figure out, like, where can I go to test beat up? Because I don't want to fight a Pokemon that's strong enough that it could kill Houndoom, but I can't test it. Okay, here's what I can do, actually. We can fly to Little Root Town, and I can pre-toxic Houndoom and have it click beat up into, like, a level 2 Pokemon and, like, see if it hits. Like, if it's the only Pokemon in the party. So, here, let's... Levi... or Maka. And then we need someone who can fly. So, let's fly to Little Root Town. Talent is deactivated. There we go. What we can do is we can status both Houndoom and Noivern. So... probably could do this faster with the deposit function, but you know. You know, I gotta remind myself, I can just test shit sometimes. Like, not everything requires me to go into a battle. Apply status. So we will apply Poison to Maka. And we will apply Paralysis to Chaucer. And just in case Micah somehow gets its ass beat by a baby, this is true to the character, we will give Micah a citrus berry. Is deactivated. Please don't be skitty. I don't want to have to deal with fake out. That was perfect. Okay, Litleo. Out comes Maka. Wait, I'm too nervous to eat berries. Oh no, I'm gonna get my ass beat by this toddler. Okay. Interesting. So Micah was able to do it despite being poisoned. Like, thankfully, this shouldn't matter. But, like, it's good to know for the future. Because I did calc this assuming that Houndoom itself doesn't participate. See, because now I'm wondering, like, what's the highest level Pokemon I could risk doing that into where it's likely to not... where it's likely to not... or likely to survive the first hit, but not be, like, dangerous in return. Okay. Alright, so... we're going to calc this without Houndoom anyways. But yeah, so... it is... hold on, Aerodactyl, Altaria, Arcanine, Armaldo, Aldino. I'm making sure that all of the Pokemon I have in here are still, like, actually here. Basculegion, Barraskewda, Bewear, Corviknight, Thelmice, Dragonite, Dreadnought, Electros, Electrotisui, Excadrill, Flygon, Garchomp, Granbull, Greninja, Gyarados, Houndoom, Kecleon, Lucario, Mudkip, Noivern, Sceptile, Slowbro, Sneasler, Primarina, Roseroid, Togedemaru, Togekiss, Torterra, Turtonator, Urshifu, Walrein, Zoroark. Okay, cool. So, first up is Noivern. I'm going to use Mega Houndoom even though it doesn't matter because they have the same attack stat. Okay. So, Noivern provides 12. So that's 44 plus Torterra, who provides 15. So that's 54. Plus Urshifu, who provides 18. 66. That's 164. Plus Altaria, non-Mega Evolved, which does matter. So that's 12. Plus 20, or plus 44. And then I believe Slowbro is also 12. Yeah. So that comes out to 252 minimum damage. Jinx has 237, so nice easy kill. And if Houndoom hits as well, all the merrier. Yeah, so this gets around Focus Sash, and by Mega Evolving, we managed to become faster than Jinx without needing a choice item. So that's pretty cool. Now, that being said, we are Toxic, so we are going to take damage the turn we swap in and the turn we KO Jinx. So, 255 minus 255 divided by 8. Hold on, Houndoom, how close are you to leveling up? Not very, I imagine. Not even slightly. All the XP it has was from that Litleo we killed. Okay, cool. So, 255 divided by 16 comes out to 15. So, minus 15. And then 255 divided by 8 comes out to 31. So that brings us down to 209. So, and then we are going to do the thing where we check the low roll and the high roll. So 209 minus the lowest possible roll of Freeze Dry, which is 42. Brings us to 167, minus the highest possible critical hit, which is 74. Brings us to 135. Magnezone. Ooh. It sees a slow kill on us, notably. That's right, that's the gimmick here. Is that Magnezone does see a slow kill on us with Thunder, but Armaldo sees a fast kill with Stone Edge and probably Earthquake. I think it guaranteed at least Earthquake. But always at least Stone Edge, preventing it from ever Swords Dancing, though Swords Dance doesn't actually matter here. So we are going to swap to Urshifu, lives all of these easy, and we actually are just going to live 2 hits from Armaldo. There is nothing too crazy fancy here. We just have to take Stone Edge into Earthquake or Earthquake into Earthquake, but they never kill us. We take at most like 20% of our max HP. Swift Swim, Lumberry, we're slower than it. We KO with Surging Strikes, though. Now, we are 1 point faster than Tentacruel, and we threaten a KO with Surging Strikes with Choice Band, so Tentacruel definitely isn't coming in, but that doesn't matter because it was always going to be Magnezone anyways, because Magnezone doesn't think we can kill it because it has Sturdy, and it has Thunder, so it wants to kill us with Thunder, definitely not Explosion. Magnezone is going to hit the field for a slow kill, but we're going to do the thing that Surging Strikes does, where we hit it 3 times to get around Sturdy for like the 4th fight in a row. So that just lets Urshifu get a cheeky little chain kill. At this point, Tentacruel's going to hit the field. It could potentially see a kill with Scald. It could go for Toxic. It could go for pretty much anything except for Protect. We are going to swap to Altaria to increase the max amount of damage that Houndoom has. We are not pre-statusing Altaria. We have instead just given her a Pecha Berry. She's going to hit the field. We can't Mega Evolve Sterling, but that's fine. Altaria's going to hit the field. We're going to click Perish Song. And then we're just going to swap to Slowbro and click Slack Off a bunch, because confirming Perish Song bypasses both Substitute and Protect. Bypasses Protect, bypasses Substitute. I should eat TBH. You should eat, Hannah. You should also enjoy some delicious s'mores. And, like, if something goes horribly wrong, and for whatever reason Tentacruel comes in before Magnezone, we're like, fine, we just gotta, like, sack a guy, probably. I don't even know, honestly. If we KO Tentacruel early, like... Depends on how much damage Urshifu takes. But yeah, this thing has Rain Dish, Black Sludge, Toxic, Protect, Substitute. It's just a real son of a bitch in the rain. Thankfully, that doesn't really matter to us even slightly. And in fact, you know what? I should give Slowbro Thunder. Well... yeah, Thunder does do good damage. But I kind of don't need to, because Future Sight does more. Okay, food time. We eat in this chat. We eat in this chat! Divas be eaten! Okay, April, do not forget the Noivern pre-damage. Oh god, and the Houndoom pre-toxic, which we have to be cognizant of. So, we need Choice Band and Assault Vest, which, funny enough, I think we actually have from our last fight. Divas be eaten and we eat divas. Oh no. Wait, hold on. Doing this while I still remember? Pellant is activated. Okay. We need ourselves a Neuboin. It's currently in the party. We need ourselves a Toitera. Why did I think this team had no flyers in it? I don't think that was the thing I was worried about. We need ourselves an Oishifu. And you know what? I'm gonna take Felice, and I'm gonna put Felice in box 2, and put Ada in Heroes, simply because, like, I'm very likely to not use Felice for a while. Nothing against dearest Felice, but we're so close to getting that trade. Okay. Get Sterling. Why did I think this team had no flyers in it? Is a funny thing to hear you say while you're holding me. A thing that only flies if put in a slingshot? Wait, which thing? Oh, I was holding Turtle, yeah. Catapult Turtle. Catapult Turtle, the Yu-Gi-Oh card? Okay. But yeah, so we're giving Sterling a Pecha Berry to get around Scald. We don't care if we get burned. Like, we'd prefer to get burned over Scald, because that damage is much more manageable. Like, if Sterling gets burned, Sterling can literally just, like, roost turn after turn. So we do need to level up Chaucer. We need that speed advantage. Let's go outside. Okay. Which also means that Chaucer shouldn't level up during the fight to fuck up our pre-damage. Yeah. Shouldn't fuck up our pre. Turtle, do you get the Assault Vest? Hooray! Levi gets the Choice Band. Sterling doesn't get Altarionite. We're putting you in the big catapult, okay? You're gonna have a really good time. It's gonna be awesome. We're going to give Kaylin also the Pecha Berry. Okay, Micah needs Houndumanite. Chaucer needs the Dragon Fang. Make sure everyone's not close to leveling up. Altaria is, but Altaria is the one who matters the least if it levels up. No, we just need to pre-damage Chaucer. Rain and electric terrain. Highest damaging move is Weather Ball. And forward, Swift Swim. Yeah, it's totally fine. We always bait Freeze Dry from Jinx afterwards. Jinx has Dry Skin, it doesn't matter. Magnezone has Sturdy, we planned around it, including Custat Barracks, we're just going to one-hit KO it, by which I mean 3-hit KO it. Inner Focus, Yachi Berry on Dragonite, Swift Swim Lumberry on Armaldo, Rain Dish Black Sludge, Swift Swim Life Orb. We did calculate for how much damage Seismitoad is going to lose to Clicking Weather Ball, a move I assume cannot miss. Correct. Epic. We do have to pre-toxic Houndoom, which is going to be annoying because I want to do it here. Pre-toxic, slot 3. Confirming Chaucer's speed, 244, compared to Armaldo's 242. Faster than everything, right? Faster than Jinx, faster than Magnezone, faster than Tentacruel, slower than Seismitoad. Free damage to 122. I do need to remember to do that. Duels. Scripting. Alt text. Free damage. Slot 1. Honestly, I'm gonna set it to 110. Just to be extra safe, like, I don't know. There's no reason to do that. Set it to 120. I feel like getting paranoid about things like this is going to do nothing but hurt my mental in the long run, but sometimes you gotta indulge yourself. It's gonna get annoying. Make sure everyone has the items they need before we leave. Dragon Fang, Assault Vest, Houndoomanite, Choice Band, Pecha Berry. Confirming the Urshifu I've been calcing with has Choice Band. It do. Surging Strikes into Magnezone. And actually, I don't know if Surging Strikes prevents Tentacruel from coming in. Thankfully, it doesn't matter, because if Tentacruel sees a slow kill, Magnezone sees a slow kill. So it'll just send in the zone. Yeah, I'm gonna mute the game and unmute my music. Okay, just need to remember to heal Houndoom. I feel like I should do it as I go, so in case I forget, it's, like, not as much of an issue. don't care about the special attack drop. It affects nothing. Because as long as Seismitoad sees a fast kill, it'll come out. Cat noise. You can see him. Hello, Mr. Beast. No, I'm not calling you that ever again. Hello, my beast. The original beast. It's okay. Beat you too. Okay. Final vibe check. Noivern is level 88, has been pre-damaged to at least 122 HP or less. Micah is at max HP and has been pre-toxicked. Dragon Fang, Draco Meteor. Giga Drain, Assault Vest. Houndumanite, beat up. Choice Band, Surging Strikes. Pechaberry. Parasong and Roost. Slack off into Pechaberry in case we, need it. Alright, it's literally fine. Doesn't matter, I'm healing Micah anyways. Okay. Send it. Max is 122. Yeah. Just send it. Okay. Say hello to Swimmer Clarence. He has a Dragonite. We have a Chaucer. It's raining. The terrain is electric. It's bridge rival conditions, baby. So I would tell you what this Dragonite does, but it doesn't matter because it just dies to Draco Meteor. The important thing is that it should be Seismitoad next. Because we are faster than everything else on their team, so even though all of them see a kill on us, Seismitoad sees a fast kill on us. Good. Seismitoad sees a kill with only Weather Ball. It's its highest damaging attack. We are going to swap to Turtle, who has an Assault Vest. Assault Vest lets Turtle always live at least 2 Weather Balls. Does up to 48%. Okay. We have calced so that the amount of HP we regain after it loses 2 ticks of its max HP to Life Orb, and we click Giga Drain, should heal us up to the range where we always show a kill to only Jinx's Freeze Dry. Big sip. Crit mattered. Torterra versus Jinx. Lowest roll of Freeze Dry is 216. Highest roll of Psychic is 82. She ain't gonna plot nasty on me. We are going to swap to Micah. Micah is going to take a Freeze Dry. Micah has been pre-toxicked, so that way he will not get frozen by freeze dry. Okay. We are going to Mega Evolve to become a little faster than Jinx. And we're gonna beat her ass. Nice. Our Magnezone sees a kill, but it's slower than us, so the first thing that sees a fast kill on us is our Maldo. Okay. Armaldo sees a kill with Stone Edge and Earthquake, not Leech Life. Always Stone Edge, so it never goes for Swords Dance at least. Levi lives all of these moves without any issue at all, which is good because he has to take 2 of them. Doesn't matter if they crit, doesn't matter if they miss. Stone Edge. Weird visual bug. Good to not get crit there. So it should now go for Earthquake, does a max of 27% without crit. We are going to 2-hit KO with Surging Strikes. Now, we are barely faster than Tentacruel, so they just want to send in the first thing that sees a slow kill on us that doesn't think that we can kill it, and that's going to be Magnezone, because Sturdy has it convinced that we can't kill it. This thing is a cuss stat berry and Sturdy, and it has Explosion, so it's very dangerous. Thankfully, Surging Strikes lets us bypass that. Boosted from the Rain, boosted from Choice Band lets us KO. Does a minimum of 118%. Crit mattered. Okay. And now we get the last guy on the field, the very frustrating Tentacruel. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with Tentacruel's mechanics. We're just going to Perish Song it. So it is able to go for Scald or Toxic or Substitute. We do not care which one. We are going to swap to Sterling. We have a Pecha Berry in case of Toxic. We are fine if we get Scald burned, and if it sets up Substitute, that does nothing to us. Okay. Getting burned honestly would have been good for us, because then we always live everything forever. It doesn't matter though. So we are going to set up Perish Song. Toxic is fine because we have a Pecha Berry. This bypasses both Protect and Substitute. So we wouldn't need to worry if it used either of those. And sent us to status hell. We're gonna click a cheeky little roost. We've been poisoned badly. And to make the remainder of this fight as simple as possible, we're just gonna swap to Slowbro. Fell to 2. Fell to 2. Swap to Kalen. Oh no. Fell to 1. Take a big old nap. And you know, enjoy a little snack while you're at it. Kalen, you weren't a treat. Rain continues to fall. And Perish drops to 0. Nice. Winning sure isn't easy. Believe me, I know it. Okay. 36 fights left. But yeah, no, the reason we had to give them both Pecha Berries instead of just pre-statusing them with something that was less dangerous than Toxic was so that way Micah got extra hands to help do the beat up. Because they wouldn't be able to do that if they were statused. Okay. Let's see what's next. So, I officially have not fully calced this fight. I think I have an idea for it, but nothing written down yet. So, something that was pointed out to me, looking at Peach LD this fight, is this troublesome Mantine can theoretically be beaten with a Natural Gift, though I don't think Basculegion learns it. Yeah, no. So, this Mantine's a real pain in the ass. It's just very... Also, I believe we are only in rain. Let me confirm that. Run up on trainer battles. Do you remember Youngster Calvin, guys? Back when it was a Poochyena, a Lillipup, and a Rookity? Seafloor Cavern. Okay. Seismitoad. Yes, this is fought in just rain. I think that last fight is the only one that's fought in both a rain and a terrain. Excuse me, a weather and a terrain, which is funny because personally, I feel like Sunny's equivalent should be Sunny plus misty terrain, because it's like it's over the ocean, so it's evaporating all of the water, creating mist. I don't know. Not that I necessarily want more gimmicks to have to deal with. Honestly, that fight didn't really interact with it having electric terrain basically at all. And you know what? That's good for me. That's good for my health. Okay. So. The first demon of this fight is Mantine, Hydro Pump, Hurricane, Ice Beam, Roost. It's really fast in Swift Swim. It's really specially defensive. I never realized that Mantine has a special defense of 140. So it's really hard to kill with like your guys who have fast electric type attacks. I assume Barrascuda probably doesn't have natural gifts. It does not. But really weak, well, not really weak physical defense, but like 70 off of a base HP of 85. Now, the thing is, I found the easiest way to kill this guy is to grab yourself an Urshifu and give it a Choice Scarf, which makes it faster, and then just teach it Thunder Punch. Bada bing, bada boom, fast kill. Theoretically, if you're willing to risk, because the problem, right, is in order to be able to safely use Natural Gift, you're going to have to use a Pokemon that's slower than it because you need to hold a berry. You need to be baiting specifically Hydro Pump because if you bait Hurricane or Ice Beam, you risk getting confused or frozen, which you can't. Okay, you could in theory be fine if you baited Ice Beam if you like pre-status, but that's a whole fucking thing. You know, it's just very difficult. Honestly, actually, I'm surprised how well Basculegion doesn't do it with Poltergeist. But sadly, its highest damaging move into Basculegion is Hydro Pump, which uses up its Water Gem. And that's with Choice Band, so can't really do that. So let's just see, right? Urshifu beats Mantine. We'll set it permanently with Thunder Punch over Liquidation. So we are choice locked into T-Punch. Now, we do not show a fast kill to Gourgeist. We do threaten a fast... Okay, so we don't actually threaten a fast kill on Drifblim. We threaten fast out damage, but it has Focus Sash, so it doesn't actually think we kill it with Surging Strikes, which is funny. Masquerain sees a kill on us, but it also sees that we outspeed and kill with Surging Strikes, so it doesn't want to come in. Blastoise sees that we outspeed out damage, so it doesn't want to come in. And Pyukumuku's weird. I'm pretty sure Pyukumuku basically the only way you could bait in Pyukumuku early is if you like threaten every other guy on the team with a fast kill. I think. And ideally we deal with Pyukumuku at the end, because he's a little weird. He's not that hard as long as you have like enough slot compression to like have a dedicated guy to deal with him. So the point is, I believe our Urshifu by default baits in Gourgeist, who out damages us notably with Power Whip. Now, what I think we could do is pre-damage ourselves to show a kill to Shadow Sneak. You know the classic strat. Set your HP so low that it can only go after you with a low power priority move because you're faster than it. If it goes for Shadow Sneak, that gives us a free swap into pretty much any guy that beats its ass. Worth noting. Oh, Aerodactyl, do you really not do enough? That's hilarious. Aerodactyl barely doesn't kill this thing. Like realistically it does, but I ain't taking that chance. That's a 1 in 8 twice. That's only a 1 in 64 that it fails to kill. That's not great odds. Although, what I'm now realizing is that it doesn't see a kill with Poltergeist because we're holding a Megas. Oh, hold on. Okay, yeah, it does see Poltergeist, but it's still weaker than Power Whip because what I'm realizing here is that it sees. I want to look at Silcalc real quick. How does it having a priority move interact with Explosion? So, Aerodactyl, Mega, Tough Claws, Aerodactylite, In the Rain, Shadow Sneak. Now, what if it's at low HP? It's always Shadow Sneak. Yeah. Because it wants to at least get in a fast hit with Shadow Sneak more than it wants to explode. Now, that's really interesting, right? Because, flashbang warning, I'm going to open the AI doc real quick. Just to look at, hold on, so where is unique damaging moves? Exploding moves. If AI is below 10% max HP, it is plus 10. So it's just, yeah, the highest it can go is plus 10. And I do think that going for a priority move, if the AI is KO'd by your Pokemon and slower, it's always plus 11. So the only thing that could out-prioritize that is if it sees a killing roll with one of its other moves. So what that means is we could maybe not use Aerodactyl, but we could in theory use something like Noivern. Or anything that has Roost, right? That's faster than it. So I think it's like just Noivern. Okay. It's a kill with Draco Meteor, but if we give it Life Orb and then level it up once or twice. Okay, we need to be 90. But that kills, we take 2 Shadow Sneaks. We could also take the first Shadow Sneak, Roost, it priority Shadow Sneaks us again, and then we take 1 Shadow Sneak afterwards. That's not too bad. Because as long as we don't show a kill to Poltergeist, it never clicks it. So we can in theory have like the damage of having only taken 1 Shadow Sneak instead of 2. And thankfully us becoming not a flying type doesn't affect damage ranges of anything too substantially. So yeah, let's assume Life Orb, level 90, 1-hit KO Gourgeist with Air Slash. I don't think anything on their team is faster than us. Masquerain is not. Blastoise is not. It's like the one team that's not centered around having a bajillion fast Pokemon. Masquerain also sees that we 1-hit KO it with Air Slash, so it definitely doesn't want to come in. Blastoise sees we outdamage it because we're using Air Slash instead of Draco. So, and we outspeed now damage Drifblim. So I think the first thing that comes in is Drifblim. since we outdamage both. Because, like, what's the highest? 27.5%? Yeah, Drifloom even does more of a Shadow Ball. Yeah. Now, the thing is, Drifloom could explode. And that's problematic. It also really wants to go for Thunder Wave. Hold on. I need to check Switch in AI, actually. Just to, like, make sure I don't accidentally bait in Pyukumuku early. So, AI is faster than the players, AI is slower than the players, but OHKO is not OHKO'd. The AI Pokemon is faster than the players. Default. Okay. Yeah. The only way that Pyukumuku could come in is if the Pokemon before it, like all of the Pokemon before it in the team, are slower than our current guy and get one-hit KO'd. So, now what I'm wondering is actually, do I pre-damage Noivern? No. Because of how much damage Poltergeist does, there's a chance it doesn't click it instead of Shadow Sneak. Or it doesn't click Shadow Sneak and instead goes for that. And I'm not sure if I can set the HP range up enough. 27.5. It's got Aftermath and Focus Sash, so we can't one-hit KO it. Explosion, Weather Ball, T-Wave. It's very heavily incentivized to go for T-Wave. What's the usage priority for T-Wave, actually? It might be higher. I don't think it is. 389. Okay, so Explosion is a 1% versus its standard 4%. Which is better, but not great. I ideally don't want to swap anyone into that. The problem is that its highest damaging move is also Shadow Ball, so I can't really swap into a Ghost type to neutralize that. It's like if we had a way around the Focus Sash. Because what Aftermath does also, it makes you lose a quarter of your max HP if you kill it with a contact move. I suppose what I could do... no, since I can't guarantee... Well, if I pre-burn Noivern, then it never goes for Thunder Wave, because we're already statused. But the problem is if I switch to a Ghost type and it booms, and I plan on swapping to Urshifu to actually get the kill, we could run into an issue. Because I'm thinking like, oh yeah, if we pre-burn Noivern, and we pre-burn Basculegion, like... Or hell, Basculegion's faster, but I think a kill probably out-prioritizes getting paralyzed, right? So, 192. Yeah, it always prioritizes Shadow Ball. Though if both Basculegion and Urshifu bait in the same Pokemon afterwards, which would be Blastoise. I think they both bait in Blastoise afterwards. Okay. Because Urshifu shows fast kill to Masquerain with Surging Strikes, because it doesn't know that it has Intimidate. And similarly, Basculegion threatens, well, okay, that's with Choice Band, so I would need to give it, like, Mystic Water, but that's doable. Yeah, to threaten to kill with Liquidation. Okay, that's not an awful idea. Because the idea would be swap to Basculegion, ideally like pre-statused. Basculegion would need to be like pre-toxicked instead of pre-burned, which does live Shadow Ball. That's critical hit Shadow Ball into Urshifu. The question is, how do we deal with Blastoise though? Also, if Urshifu swaps in on critical hit Maxwell Shadow Ball, Aftermath doesn't kill us, but it definitely does more damage than we'd like. God, I love that Surging Strikes makes us functionally immune to Intimidate. Such a good ability. Or move. Worth noting. Rock Tomb could theoretically be good. It's a bit too inconsistent because we need to hold a berry, but we would also like a held item because if we swap in on Shadow Ball and get our Spadef dropped, that's bad. Is there anyone Noivern can bait in? I mean, because, like, Mega Aerodactyl getting Drifblim in for Weather Ball would be so nice. It is worth noting if we can guarantee that it goes for a Shadow Ball, that could be a free swap into Greninja. And then we could do Fling into Dark Pulse. Yep, kills even from 89. I have to assume at 91. 75 to 31, yeah, easy. Even lets us dodge Aftermath. And we always bait in Masquerain for Bug Buzz. Well, it could be a multitude of moves, potentially. What if we used Greninja to beat Gourgeist instead of Noivern? It means we lose access to Fling's Rock strats, because, like, we need a little extra damage to be able to KO with Dark Pulse. So, let's see, though. Because if we can make the thing that baits in Drifblim always die to a move, like... Okay, so Arcanine isn't baiting in Drifblim, but it is baiting in Blastoise. Also, notably, Greninja baiting in Masquerain is really nice just because, like, Masquerain's actually kind of really easy to show a fast kill to. So we don't accidentally get Pyukumuku in early. So yeah, let's do Black Glasses Greninja. Unless we were willing to, like, swap to Noivern, who threatens fast kill. No, because we can't do, like, chip damage. And, like, if we could do, like, just a little itty-bitty amount of damage so Greninja could keep holding King's Rock. Yeah. So, Black Glasses. Export, import. We take 2 Shadow Sneaks. I don't think... Yeah, we should only ever show KO to Bug Buzz on Masquerain. Definitely not Shadow Ball. Definitely not Weather Ball, because we're Water type and Dark type. And we outspeed everything, yeah, so it's just the first thing that sees kill on us, which is Mask. And because it always sees a kill with Bug Buzz, it never goes for Stun Spore. Now, what I'm thinking... Good old-fashioned Arcanine hits the field. I don't even think it needs Choice Scarf. I think it's fine on its own. Yep, speed 192. Can hit the field. I think Bug Buzz just does damage. Chance to lower the target's special defense by 1 stage. Okay, so let's see what happens with critical hit, max roll, Bug Buzz that drops our stats. So 293 minus 117 drops us to 176. Spadef is at -1, and then we kill it with Rock Slide. Yeah, never Shadow Ball. Though, actually, we threaten Drifblim anyways. Never Body Press, always Scald. From Blastoise. Rain Dish leftovers. Protect, Iron Defense. I think Roserade bulks both of those. So that's also, yeah, Spadef at -1. And Spadef at neutral. Always show a kill to Scald. Roserade swaps in on both of those. Literally on any move this Blastoise uses. Outspeeds and 1-hit KOs with Leaf Storm. At this point, Drifblim is the last thing alive. Now, I think because we always consistently bait Scald, we could pre-damage Roserade to always show kill to Driftblim. Could we? We could also see if there's just someone else who can do the Blastoise kill without needing to risk that. Torterra isn't necessarily better at it. Sceptile. Sceptile with Choice Specs and Leaf Storm does in fact kill Blastoise. And it shows slightly higher damage rolls. The problem is just like making sure it's always an attack, right? The nice thing also about using Roserade though against Blastoise is... Ooh, we could even pre-freeze or get Thawed on Scald. But no, we need to be cognizant of how much damage we take, so that way we can always get in on Pyukumuku for Toxic. But yeah. So, I suppose at this point, though, we can swap to... like a pre-paralyzed Basculegion, right? Basculegion coming in on Shadow Ball. Yeah, if it's pre-paralyzed, we don't get status. Because then if we swap in Urshifu on Shadow Ball, we kill with Surging Strikes through Focus Sash. Aftermath shouldn't matter. Because it's 66.4, confirming Aftermath is in fact a quarter. If this Pokemon is knocked out with a contact move, the move's loser uses 1/4 of its maximum HP rounded down. This effect is prevented if the move's user has the Magic Guard ability or if any active Pokemon has the Damp ability. I wonder if Protective Pad stops it. That'd be funny. I should have eaten a real dinner and now it is too late. Pyo, it's not too late to eat a real dinner. Please eat a real dinner. Chat, you're gonna hate me for this. I have to pee again, so I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. BRB. I return. Okay. So... Because if Drifblim explodes, it's gone. If Basculegion is pre-statused, it can never go for Thunder Wave. And if Basculegion hits the field, it can never explode. So, I guess the question is there someone who can come in on this chump and just kill him? And it's like, it is Urshifu, I think. But it just makes me nervous, right? Like, it makes for good slot compression. The thing is, we have Roserade to handle Pyukumuku, so we can dedicate 2 Pokemon to Drifblim here. In theory, Beat Up gets it. We'd have to make sure we don't swap in on a Weather Ball. So that would require Basculegion to probably have a Citrus Berry. But yeah, like... Sucker Punch does less damage than I thought it would. Hold on. Houndoom might actually not be able to do enough. Well, it's only level 89. It is slower, though, so... Let's see. Mega Houndoom... Also worth noting, Mega Houndoom against Gourgeist does even less. Okay. So, did any of my guys here need a pre-status or could become status? Masquerain wouldn't be able to status. Blastoise wouldn't be able to status. If we pre-status Basculegion... Definitely not a fan. But, like, it should be fine, right? Because no matter what move Basculegion takes on the switch-in, it should be baiting Shadow Ball. And if it baits Weather Ball, that's fine. Assuming we pre-status. And then that's just a free swap back to Urshifu. It can't explode. Doesn't matter if we get our Spadef dropped. Pyukumuku might try to Toxic us, but that's really all it can do. Roserade, do you even need Expert Belt to kill Blastoise, or could you do it with no held item? Nice. Okay. Potentially dedicating Roserade's held item to, like, leftovers or something would be very nice, because I don't think we're currently using another whatchamacallit. Because once Pyukumuku hits the field, all we need are 2 unstatused Pokemon that we can swap back and forth between. Ideally, one of them is Roserade. Does Soak get rid of your secondary type? Causes the target to become a water type. Fails if the target is Arceus or a Silvally, if the target is already pure water type, or if the target is Terastallized. So it gets rid of Urshifu's fighting type. I don't think it should go for Soak against Urshifu, realistically. It should probably always be Toxic. Because I think Soak AI... Let's see if it's on here. It might just always be a +6. Yeah, I don't see it referenced anywhere. Yeah, because it wants to go for Soak if you aren't a water type, so that way it can Toxic you, but... Like, it should be fine if Roserade gets Toxic. I think we only need to give her a Pecha Berry, right? Because she swaps in against Pyukumuku, assuming she swaps in on a Soak, and then Toxics it while it Toxics us. Pecha Berry heals us. We could also pre-burn and equip leftovers. It's probably smarter and safer. Because it kind of can't really go for anything. It'll never go for Toxic on us, which means we can swap to something, and then that something will bait Toxic, which is a swap back to Roserade. The gimmick to this Pyukumuku is that it has the ability Innards Out, which says once you KO it, the amount of damage that you did to it, you take back. So, like, if you if the move you use to KO it did 167 damage, the Pokemon you have on the field takes 167 damage. For obvious reasons, this is dangerous for a low HP Pokemon like Roserade, so we want to ideally KO it with Toxic. And also it has Double Team to up its evasion, so Toxic bypasses accuracy checks if the user is a Poison type. Yeah, no, I think just, like, pre-statusing Basculegion, right? Because if Drifblim explodes when we swap to it, we're fine. If it Shadow Balls when we swap to it, it doesn't matter even if we get the status drop. And if it Thunder Waves when we swap to it, it doesn't matter because we're already statused. At that point, it's a Ghost type on the field. We're immune to explosion, so it cannot explode. Swap to no, we can't use Urshifu because we're pre-damaging it to bait Shadow Sneak. Glad I remembered that. Okay. I can't outspeed it with Houndoom. Yeah, we're just a little too slow. So it seems like our best bet to beat it would be Greninja. So let's see if we can find someone else who takes care of Gourgeist and also baits in Masquerain. In theory, regular Aerodactyl probably isn't faster than it without Megaing. It's a shame. So I'm like, oh yeah, Aerodactyl with Choice Band can't actually do it. Damn, this thing's bulky. And it's a small Gourgeist too. Why is it so bulky? Like, it has a base HP of 55. Oh yeah, its defense is 122. Okay. But that means it has bad special defense. Ghost Grass. Well, knock off his physical. Yeah, we need a special attack into this thing. Sceptile can bait in Masquerain for Bug Buzz or Air Slash, and both moves are fine into Arcanine. Okay. Ooh, you know what? Actually, I know you can teach Sceptile Thunder Punch. Hold on. It does more than I thought it would. Unfortunately, it requires a held item to outspeed, though, which means we can't boost the damage. I don't think we get anything that's good against Gourgeist. We could get Natural Gift, but I don't think we could get a Natural Gift strong enough to KO Gourgeist. That's also a physical move, and we're a special attacker. It's like we're in the rain, so we can't get it with Flamethrower, and Sucker Punch is physical. Annoyingly, Zoroark would actually be great here. Hold on. Very annoying, the one time we could actually get use out of Zoroark. We can't level it up. Dragonite? You don't outspeed. And you threaten, so you get boomed on. Yeah, like, you could do it with Life Orb, but you're slower than it. I could, in theory, go to a Pokemon that could set up Tailwind, but... Okay, let's just see if I can get Noivern set up in such a way that it always baits an attack from Drifblim. Because if I can get Drifblim in next, then I bring in Greninja for that, and then Greninja beats, or baits Masquerain. So, Noivern. So in essence, what we need to beat this kid. I assume we can't do it with Sharp Beak and a Dream, right? We need... Yeah. So I think even at 91. Choice specs? Okay. We can kill it with choice specs. We just need to get into Shadow Ball kill range. Or we could use this as the thing that we use to swap into Greninja. I guess the question is if Greninja takes a high roll Shadow Ball. Yeah, Noivern threatens fast kill to Masquerain. So the thing is, we don't need to pre-stat it, or pre-damage. We do need to pre-status potentially to prevent Stun Spore, or Thunder Wave, I guess. But like... Noivern against Drifblim. Where's Basculegion? Then you use that to get into Greninja. I guess the question is, do we ever risk Hydro Pump? And I think the answer is yes. So let's see. If we take critical hit Shadow Ball, 36%. Although, if we do risk Hydro Pump, we kind of can't afford to swap back to Basculegion. Unless there's just someone else who can beat Masquerain who kind of doesn't care what damage they take coming in. Can't really be well, he could be Dragonite, but we'd have to pre-status. There's just a lot of conditionals here. We can't use our Shifu. Corviknight's like a maybe. I'm impressed by Gyarados' turnout, but it baits Air Slash, so we would need Choice Scarf for that. Okay, is there any way to guarantee Weather Ball? I feel like the answer is no, right? There's also the option of, like, a guy with Rock Tomb, but it would need to be a ghost with Rock Tomb, and you can probably figure out why that's an issue. It is actually impressive how much damage Armaldo does with Rock Blast, but it's slow and dies to Weather Ball. But he's trying his best. It's like Corviknight baits Weather Ball, but it doesn't bait Weather Ball, you know? Because I need King's Rock for Fling. So I can't equip something like an Assault Vest in case of defense drop. Is there another guy who can kill a Guergeist? A Gargeist? A Guigorst? Not Walrein. like, who do we have that drops a high power, dark type, or ice type special attack that is also fast? Because, like, okay, what's Ghost Grass Weak do? So I know it resists poison. Fire, Flying, Ice, Ghost, Dark. Fire, Flying, Ice, Ghost, Dark. We don't have any Shadow Ball users. I'm genuinely so fucking tempted to level up Greninja. Or not Greninja, Zoroark. Yeah, because the problem is Greninja dies to Power Whip, so we can't afford to, like, stay in and hit it twice with Dark Pulse. What do I have for normal types? So I'm like, if it's possible to guarantee a Shadow Ball into, like, Beware, to then guarantee a Weather Ball into something else, that could be something. Oh, Hulada. Ooh, actually, I wonder. Probably not good. I typed in Ulara instead of Beware. Fluffy indeed. You learn Thunder Punch, but I get the strangest feeling you probably don't live Hurricane or Hydro Pump. But it's funny. We need to find more uses for Beware. It's such a cool guy. Secret Power. Suppose Gorgeist is so fast. Because I'm like, Hidden Power Ice doesn't get it. In theory, Choice Spec Sludge Bomb might. Nope. Which is fucking crazy. Special attack 260. Special attack 209. Why does Dark Pull? Oh, right. Poison isn't super effective. That's why. So, Roserade, what if we gave you Hidden Power Ice? Okay, hold on a second. We're getting somewhere. Does anyone have a relevant hidden power type? Fire, Flying, Ice, Ghost, Dark. So, let's do Fire. No fire type. Togekiss. Ooh, actually, Togekiss could potentially do some work with guaranteed crit air cutter. Oh, the problem is we can't get guaranteed crit and be faster than it. I suppose what happens if we give it air slash? It does a lot of damage, but not enough. Okay. Our Turtonator actually has flying type hidden power. It's not outspeeding, but I wonder. Hidden power, flying. It's really funny, but no. Okay. What about ice? Armaldo? I don't think Armaldo was a particularly strong special attacker. You know, it's better than I thought it would be, but no. There's, of course, Roserade. Okay. Because I am now wondering, if we use Noivern to set up Tailwind, we're baiting Shadow Sneak, swap to Roserade. It would let Roserade hold, like, Never Melt Ice. But then we have to deal with fucking everything in the back. So, let's see. Ghost. Barraskewda? I don't think Barraskewda's that specially offensive. It's not. Got it, that's the only one. And dark. Really, no dark type hidden powers? Crazy. I only have the 2 ghost types. I suppose it is worth noting, if we use Delmise, like, its strongest move against Urshifu is Power Whip, so we then always bait Shadow Sneak off of Delmise. Delmise actually goes kind of crazy with Phantom Force. Hold on. Wait, can we just get Basket Legion in? Once with Mystic Water, but with Spell Tag, we do outspeed. We'd have to take 2 Shadow Sneaks, but it's a little dubious. And we definitely can't come in on Power Whip. We would have to bait Shadow Sneak. I'm very impressed by how hard Lucario lives that. Ooh, you know what I'm curious about, actually? We used some heart scales recently. We should check in on what Arcanine, Urshifu, and Sneasler's hidden powers are. Tools, scripting. Hiddens. So, let me see. Houndoom, Urshifu is Dragon. Before it was Psychic. Ragon. Okay. Arcanine. Arcanine has Grass, which it was before, into Sneasler. Dragon, which I think it already was. Yeah. Okay. It's just there's no other way to flinch a guy with fucking Aftermath. Like, okay, let's assume we're building a team, right? So we have these 3 guys. We have Roserade. We have Arcanine. And we have Basculegion. So we would get rid of Greninja, add Houndoom. Because, like, if we don't do any pre-status, can a level 91 Houndoom kill Drifblim with Beat Up? I don't think the odds are great, but a girl can dream. So, Urshifu. I think Urshifu's like 17 or 18. Yeah, 18. Here, it's... trying to figure out if there's a way to guarantee we don't get Thunder Waved in a way that could let us hold Black Glasses and pre-status none of our party members, and I don't think it exists. Which is unfortunate. Okay. So... lot of damage from Weather Ball. Okay, so 56 for the first hit. Second hit would be Noivern. Here, let me just test real quick. 56 times 6 is 336. Okay, if we had a team of 6 Urshifus, we don't kill it with Beat Up. Masquerain. It's like Aerodactyl has the same problem that Arcanine does, where it just can't come in on Hydro Pump. Okay. We're currently level 88. The lowest roll of Shadow Ball is 90 HP. We are going to assume that we only take the minimum roll of Shadow Sneak, which is 43. So 90 plus 43. And we're assuming that we've pre-burned, so we will take 2 turns of burn. This is fine. 263 divided by 16 comes out to 16. So plus 16 plus 16. And then, yeah, we can also account for Life Orb. So plus another 26. Because, yeah, we would want Lorb for this. Oh, okay, we need to be slightly higher level. 89, 90. Okay. So level 90. Level 90. 269 divided by 16. Is that the 16 still? So that's 16 plus 16 plus 26 for the Life Orb. So that's 58 additional damage. 58 additional damage dollars. So we need to show at least Shadow Ball, which is 87. Which I suppose means we don't actually need to worry about being pre-paralyzed, right? Or pre-burned. It doesn't matter, because the burn damage in theory doesn't affect anything. So let's assume, yes, we have to show it 87 plus, we're taking at least 1 Shadow Sneak. Likely 2, but not guaranteed. Plus 42. So that comes out to 129. Do we live 2 crit? Max rolls 76? I don't think so. No, we don't. Okay. Because the problem is that it could go for Poltergeist if we're pre-damaged low enough. And it's like, we can't let it. Because we need to hold an item in order to get the kill. I think it's really cool how Zorak could absolutely come in and kill this guy. And I'm not letting it. Like, the misery of this fight is that no one guy is particularly difficult to KO. It's just all of them in conjunction. Like, what happens if we don't pre-damage to Shadow Sneak? We could still pre-damage to Power Whip, but that means we don't survive swapping into crit Shadow Ball plus Aftermath. Because I suppose, yeah, as long as it sees a kill with Power Whip, it doesn't need to go for Shadow Sneak. We only really need to worry about going low enough for Shadow Sneak if that's the move we want to bait. But the problem is that Power Whip can miss. So if we're relying on taking a Power Whip, it's... It's like I can't give Dhelmise a damage boosting item because if I do that, we fucking die. We fucking die so hard. Or alternatively, it's a free swap into someone who doesn't worry about getting poltergeisted, right? Like, if we have a Pokemon that intentionally doesn't have a held item. It's such a shame. This gotta be so easy to kill if we didn't have to deal with rain. I love that this thing has Insomnia and a Lumberry, by the way. Redundant queen. Redundant king. Sorry, male. Oh, wait, no. It's a male swimmer, not a male Gorgeist. Though it does say male. Though I think it defaults to male for all Pokemon in the calculator, even though it's not necessarily the case in the game. Audino, you can't do anything weird, can you? You able to somehow kill this guy, Audino? Audino? You do learn some cool moves. Just to be a guy we're okay with having, like, getting exploded on. Although, because we can't use Basculegion against it. Basculegion dies to Power Whip. But in theory, Delmise with no held item might be able to use a speed lowering move to let a Pokemon other than Delmise get this guy. I suppose actually it is worth noting, a Delmise that knows a move that does literally any damage to this guy, chips it, and then still always baits Shadow Sneak for Greninja? Oh, not necessarily, because if we get crit, that'd be bad. But if Urshifu is baiting Power Whip, we do live Power Whip into Shadow Sneak. But if we get Power Whipped crit into Shadow Sneak crit, that's not good. It doesn't even really have anything too fancy. Teach it Surf. Honestly, it is worth noting how much damage Greninja does to this thing with Surf because of Rain. Bro, 1 HP. Surf does go kind of crazy. It's annoying. I like killing this thing with Noivern the most. Is there a way for it to bait in Blastoise instead of Drifblim, though? I don't think there is. Needs to be at least level 90. Because, like, Noivern can come in against Gourgeist. It could set up Tailwind. It could Roost. It never baits Explosion, notably. Gourgeist never explodes against Noivern because the minimum usage priority for Shadow Sneak is always at least plus 11, and the highest possible priority for Explosion is plus 10. And at full HP, it only baits it at, it only shows it at most plus 8. I think plus 7. Yeah, plus 7 5% of the time. You know, Shadow Sneak's a ghost type move. We are normal type. Don't really do much with it beyond that, though. It could also totally go for Explosion on us. Because, like, okay, if we set up Tailwind, that could let us bring in Walrein to kill. Because at that point, all it needs is Never Melt Ice. It always comes in on Shadow Sneak. It always takes another Shadow Sneak. So that would be swap to Noivern, set up Tailwind, swap to Walrein, KO Gourgeist would be the 3-turn cycle there. I could potentially also Roost with Noivern if I want to spin my wheels for a turn to prevent, like, so that way Tailwind wears off when Walrein's done. But let's see what happens if it's still up. We don't actually threaten a one-hit KO to Drifblim. We do threaten a fast one-hit KO to Masquerain. We threaten out damage to Blastoise. Much more likely we don't threaten out damage to Blastoise, though. I think it's absolutely possible Blastoise sees out damage on Body Press. Now, if we don't have to deal with Tailwind, Drifblim sees slow out damage, or fast out damage. Masquerain says that we might have a slow KO on it. Is there anyone else who kills Gourgeist in Tailwind? Dragonite. Dragonite actually might be a better choice there. It's level 91, so it would need the Life Orb. Do you threaten a KO with Sharpbeak? You do. Okay. Because I assume Dragonite, yeah, obviously threatens Masquerain to not come in. Altaria, why does... Oh, because it was showing auto crit. If you're burned, Assault does not do enough. We could get Togekiss in. Togekiss is better at baiting Weather Ball. Because, like, this could let us use auto crit Togekiss. Oh yeah, we're not actually immune to Shadow Sneak. We're Fairy Flying, not flying normal. But still, that's not too bad. So we take 2 sneaks. Crit kill doesn't necessarily always threaten a KO on Masquerain, which is a little annoying. Let's see, can we get our HP low enough that we never risk it? So like 85, 86, 87, 88. Probably not. Not quite. Regardless, it definitely sees that we outdamage, but so does Blastoise. Go to 91. Blastoise definitely sees outdamage with Scald. Drifblim doesn't necessarily see outdamage with Weather Ball, though I do think after taking a couple Shadow Sneaks, odds are pretty high, but it does. Okay, so Walrein doesn't necessarily outdamage Blastoise. I think it technically always considers us outdamaging Drifblim unless Drifblim sees a kill on us. So I think we can probably pre-damage to the point where the ratio shows that Blastoise does more damage to us than we do to it. That lets us bring in Roserade. Roserade KOs Blastoise. Likely baits in Masquerain. Masquerain season out damage. It's not faster, but... I just don't know. It is impressive that Torterra kills that Blastoise in Tailwind. I really wasn't expecting the thing to be tormenting me during this fight to be a Gourgeist, but the truth is stranger than fiction sometimes. Although, it is worth noting that with the Choice Band, Sneasler does just kill this guy. Okay, hold on. Maybe we're cooking. It uses up both of our choice items, our Choice Scarf and our Choice Band, but I don't think we needed those for killing. We wanted King's Rock for Drifblim, just Arcanine, just Roserade, yeah. So we're totally fine. Using it here just means that Roserade can't hold leftovers, but that really is not an issue. So... we don't actually show a kill to Drifblim. Ooh, Shadow Sneak does so much more damage, though. And it definitely sees a kill with Poltergeist, so... well, it doesn't definitely see a kill with Poltergeist after one Shadow Sneak. It sees a kill with Poltergeist if we take a crit Shadow Sneak. But... that means that we at least know the minimum amount of damage we would suffer, right? It wouldn't be one Shadow Sneak, it would be low roll critical hit Shadow Sneak into Poltergeist. It is too difficult to pre-damage for Drifblim, though. Poison Jab threatens KO on Masquerain, even though we can't actually use it. Close Combat threatens KO on Blastoise and on Pyukumuku. It's funny, yeah, by virtue of process of elimination, it forces Drifblim in because everything else thinks we can fast kill it. So, what's the most damage we could take on Sneasler here? Because I'm trying to think, like, can Sneasler guarantee a Weather Ball? And I don't think the answer is yes. So I definitely need Urshifu to kill Mantine. There's no one faster, so I always have to deal with Gourgeist because it does the most damage. God! Trying to think, like, Noivern, is there anything funny you can do? Crest King in 2 tries. I'm simply too good for the gauntlets now. My wife, you are too fucking powerful. Calm down. Chill your shit, babe.
Sibling taught me so good.
I'm so proud of you. Are you referring to the knight? Or the ghost? Ah, got it.
Big sibling taught me so good.
Brick Break, Hidden Power, Hurricane, Secret Power. It is worth noting, actually, we are in the rain. Hurricane is a sure hit move. I don't really want to teach it to Noivern, but Dragonite can probably get it. The only reason I don't want to teach it to Noivern is it means I have to delete Air Slash for it. So we lose a very useful, consistent move for something that's like one time. Choice Scarf, Dragonite. Altari can probably do it too. Oh yeah, Hurricane kills easy. Can we outspeed everything? Of course, we threaten a KO to Masquerain. We could come in on a hurricane. Yeah, we can come in on... Poltergeist still does a lot. Let's just... Choice Scarf. Hurricane. We would need to stay above Poltergeist range. It's like the thing Driftbloom is most likely to do is use Thunder Wave. Because Dragonite's faster. If we don't status it, it decreases the odds. Or, I mean, it will get rid of the odds entirely. And we could absolutely pre-burn if we're killing with Hurricane. Do we have anyone else who could learn and use Hurricane? Not really. Togekiss probably, but... Do you even outspeed a +1? You tie. Oh my god. My poor pathetic animal. Do I have another answer to Mantine? Well, probably not Armaldo. Because, yeah, Choice Specs is suing Electrode, who doesn't even outspeed, I think. Yeah. Like, I think even if we had Choice Specs and Thunder... Okay, Choice Specs Thunder would kill, but we aren't faster than it, so... Because then, who would that bait in? Probably still Gourgeist. Oh, for fuck's sake. Natural Gift. Oh, you already have a Pecha Berry. Doesn't do enough. Never enough. Can I just stall it out of Hurricanes? Is that possible? Yeah, I think Urshifu's like my only guy with Thunder Punch who can make... Sneasler, why were you showing that you killed? Oh, because crit in second slot. Funny! I am shocked. Oh, right, because it's especially defensive. I'm like, I'm shocked how little damage Freeze Dry does. Right. It's weirdly bulky. Togedemaru at least baits Hydro Pump. It's like we could use up its Water Gem, but like then we're dedicating so many guys to beating up Mantine. It just doesn't feel right. Okay, let's go back to the world where Greninja's the one who KOs Gorgeist. So Greninja comes in on the sneak. We don't use King's Rock, we just use Dark Pulse. I suppose it's worth noting if we pre-damage ourselves to get into Torrent range, so like 25 HP. We do threaten Masquerain with fast kill from Surf. And I think we could probably realistically pre-damage Greninja into Torrent, because Shadow Sneak caps at 17%. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think as long as it's like 33% plus the lowest roll of a regular Shadow Sneak. Can I get, like, a flip turn off this guy? Like, is there someone I can bring in on the sneak who can just do a silly little flip? Bonus points if it's a slow flip. Seems like the answer is nobody. And it's like, I can't do a free swap into Greninja by baiting Poltergeist, because Greninja needs to hold the King's Rock. Okay. Because, yeah, we KO Gorgeist, we bait in Masquerain for Bug Buzz. Free swap to literally, like, any guy, honestly. We don't need Arcanine to beat Masquerain. Choice Scarf Dragonite does just beat it, actually. Okay, hold on now. Because I've been thinking so hard before about, like... Okay. So, let's use Noivern, Basculegion, Roserade. So Urshifu beats Mantine, baits out Gorgeist. For Gorgeist, really all we need to bait is Power Whip, if we're being realistic. We don't need to bait Shadow Sneak, since Power Whip does even less damage than Shadow Sneak into Noivern, and it can miss. We give Noivern Life Orb. Noivern KOs Gorgeist, shows that with Life Orb at level 90. Shows a fast kill to Masquerain, so Masquerain doesn't come in. Shows a significant outdamage to Blastoise, so Blastoise doesn't come in. So it's just going to be the first thing that gets outdamaged, which is Drifblim. Drifblim is likely to go for Shadow Ball, or Weather Ball, or Thunder Wave with a 1% chance at Explosion. We swap to our pre-statused Basculegion. Should then always bait Shadow Ball. Swap to Greninja. Greninja then beats this thing via Fling and Dark Pulse. No matter what our HP is at, like the lowest stats possible, we swap to Choice Scarf Dragonite, who outspeeds, lives Air Slash crit, lives Bug Buzz crit, lives everything, and then with Choice Scarf, outspeeds Masquerain, KOs with Dual Wing Beat. In comes Blastoise, because it's just going to send in the first thing that's slower than us that doesn't get one hit KO'd. It doesn't matter what move it clicks because Roserade beats all of them. Roserade comes in, KOs with Leaf Storm, in comes Pyukumuku, we Toxic. Okay. I think it needs a little bit of fine-tuning, but I think that's the line. I can't believe it was that easy and I just didn't see it. So, level up Noiv to 90. I don't think we need to level up Greninja at all to be able to KO Drifblim. 116 plus. Also, we're KOing with Dark Pulse, so we don't need to worry about Aftermath, which is nice. 278 equals 394, which is more than its max HP. Cool. Para Basque. We could also do pre-burn Noive, but I don't think we need to do that, right? Pre-damage Ursh to 192. Teach Ursh T-Punch. Equip Ursh and drag with Choice Scarf. Equip Noive with Life Orb. Equip Gren. I think we'll equip Bask with a Citrus Berry. Oh no. Equip Gren with King's Rock. Equip. Hold on. I should confirm actually, because what happens if Drifblim explodes on the turn we swap to Greninja? So Greninja is paralyzed, which makes it slower than Masquerain. Okay. Yeah, definitely might need a little bit of tuning. I think we can probably pre-damage Noivern in a way to where we always at least show a kill to Shadow Ball or Weather Ball. No, I think we established that earlier that we couldn't. Though, if we're always coming in on Power Whip, the range is smaller, so it might be easier. No. I don't know. Because, yeah, okay. Paralyzed, Vasculegion with no held item. We don't threaten a KO on Masquerain. We could also pre-burn instead of pre-para. So at that point, we outdamage Blastoise and we outdamage Masquerain. It does not take a lot for Masquerain to see an outdamage on us. And we're pre-statused, so it won't go for Air Slash. Though I suppose... Hold on. As long as we're not holding a Mystic Water, right? And we're paralyzed. We outdamage Masquerain. We outdamage Blastoise by, like, similar ratios. And because we're pre-statused, it won't go for Stun Spore. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think this works. Equip Rose with Pecha Berry. That's right, we want to level Rose up to, I believe, 91. Yeah. Level up Rose to 91. Open with Ursh, OHKO with T-Punch. Swap to Gower. Swap to Noive. OHKO with A slash. Swap to Drift. Swap to Bask. Swap to Gren. Use Fling. KO with D Pulse. Swap to Mask. Swap to Drag. OHKO with D Wing Beat. Wing Beat. Swap to Blast. Swap to Rose. Use. Sorry. OHKO with L Storm. Hold on. So it might actually, instead of equip Rose with Pecha Berry, it's equip Rose with Frost Berry. And yeah, I don't think we want to pre-poison Basculegion. We want to pre-paralyze it. because then that lets it just kind of come in against Pyukumuku, and it can't be toxic, right? So it just kind of clicks recover and double team, because we're already a water type. It might try to soak us, but I think we can just safely swap back and forth between Basculation and Roserade. Okay. Swap to Puke. Because if Roserade is on the field and Pyukumuku hits the field, then it still needs the one turn to soak to turn us into a water type, which gives us enough time to get off the one free toxic. And then if we become that and it tries to toxic us, we then swap to something that's already status or immune. So swap to Pyuk. Swap to, oh wait, sorry. Use toxic. Swap to Bask. Repeat until KO. And we'll equip Roserade instead with a Lumberry. So in case she swaps in on Scald from Blastoise and gets burned. Okay. That's fight number 5. I don't want to run it because we're 3 hours deep. Like, we can save it for next time, and it gives me more time to cook up my next fight. Saturday stream is, we're either skipping it or it's going to be in the evening slot. I have a hair appointment at 12. That's going to take a while, so I'm probably going to do an evening stream. I don't know. I'll see how I'm feeling. Honestly, I'm perfectly fine taking Erratic Weather slow and steady, but also I really want to see what my roamer is. I really want my first roamer, but also I know that one of the hardest fights in the game sits a little further beyond where we currently are at. So better safe than sorry. You know, the more time I give myself to calc, the better. Let's see. Who's streaming Run and Bun right now? There's also guys playing EK, probably. Or sorry, PK. Doesn't seem like anyone other than me is currently run bunning. That's fine. Oh, wait a second. Shrimp Scampy. I think I recognize that name from Dexcord. Oh, hold on a goddamn second. Yeah, sure, fuck it. /raid Shrimp Scampy. Did I spell that right? I did! Huzzah! Hooray! I'm gonna send y'all off to go look at more bun running. Be nice. Put up a good impression of me. Yeah. Next stream, we should be doing, at the very least, the fight we just calced. Ideally, a fight or two beyond that. I'm gonna let Faulty know about my transgression at the start of today's stream. And I will inform you all if that has impacted our list viability, or sheet viability. Hopefully it doesn't. But, folks, until then, I would like to thank you so much for joining us. I have been April, she has been May, you have all been incredible, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Sending out raid, have a good night. And ending stream.